It is unprecedented in the city of Dallas, and it feels like we have seen it all, but apparently we haven't seen this. The school board member named Bernadette Nutall filed an official oppression complaint against the superintendent of Dallas schools, Mike Miles. 2 weeks ago, Miles had Nutall forcibly removed from a school staff meeting. Fox 4's Sean Rabb shows a security camera video that caught Nutall being carried out.
I did not know that was the administration's meeting. And I've never been to a staff meeting, and it was a crisis that day. I was invited, and I showed up to just say, hey, we're going to be all right.
But soon after trustee Bernadette Nutall showed up at Billy Day 2 weeks ago as the superintendent held a staff meeting to talk about teacher and administrative upheaval at the middle school 6 weeks into the school year, for Nutall, it went all wrong.
I think I was more taken back that you called the police? You called the police.
The security camera video shows Superintendent Mike Miles, coffee in one hand, cell phone in the other, apparently calling DISD police. Nutall in the hallway. And seconds later, police officers come through the doorway to tell Nutall she has to leave.
It's about a power replay of silence the voice that is the voice for the people and the children of that community.
Miles can be seen left of the officers, still with his cup of coffee.
He stood there just drinking his coffee with a smirk on his face.
You guys were standing there for some time where you could see y'all were conversing in the hallway, you know, before they physically removed you.
They didn't want to do it, but Superintendent Miles told them they had to.
Miles and others watched as the officers took Nutall by her arms, escorting her out of the building. Cameras outside the school capture officers taking her out into the rainy night.
And as a leader, that's not what you use as your method of punishment, or you use as your method of being dismissive.
Nuttall's filed an official oppression charge against Superintendent Mike Miles behind the incident. We wanted to talk with Miles, but were told he was out of town. The district provided a statement that reads in part, "The board and superintendent are continuing to have the important discussion about where to draw the line between governance and management. Those discussions will not distract us from the important work that we are charged to do."
What happened to me is, to all the folks that in District 9 I represent, to me that power play to intimidate and silence a voice was unnecessary.
Right, Sean Rabb in studio, talk a little bit more about this story. I got to ask, if the school district is speaking to the public when they say this, trying to draw the line between governance and management, I think the public, me, is saying, what the heck does that mean? What is that supposed to mean? What are they saying?
This was a school staff meeting, and there's some question about whether the board members can be present when the superintendent's conducting a staff meeting with the school. Now, Nutall says some board members get invited to these meetings, others don't. That's some question.
Have you been able to confirm any of the things she says about the officers didn't want to do it, but they had to, and Miles made them, and that kind of stuff? Can you run that down at this point?
Nobody's going to tell me that.
Yeah.
She says they were pleading with it. Trustee Nutall, please, ma'am, please just leave. And she was like, no, I'm not leaving. And so it escalated to what you see there.
Do you anticipate Miles talking about this when he gets back? Or is this statement kind of attempting just to shut it down?
Well, we certainly hope that he's going to speak about it, Steve, but we also will have to wait and see whether the district attorney actually decides to accept the complaint and bring a charge or take it to a grand jury.
Take it to the next level.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sean Rabb, thank you.
Okay.